right, you ready? Heads up, ref. Heads up, ref. Come
Ref,
right
duck, duck.
Fire in the hole. Oh, they did.
Damn. Good thing they were all dead there.
Huh?
You killed 2 dead guys.
Killed the ref.
Hell yeah.
What's up, guys? Today I'm going to be taking a look at the E&L AKS74UN. This is the Essential version with the real wood grips. Check this out real quick. Woo. I'm also going to be taking a look at the Novus MDS-II. Check that out right there. Looks super cool. Full disclosure, this video is sponsored by MOS Manufacturer. They sent over both the AK to check out and also the optic from Novus Optics. If you want more information on either of these, go ahead and check the link in the description. I'm also going to put a store link for SS Airsoft where you can pick one of these up for yourself if you want it, because they do sponsor this channel. So if you guys want to support me, support them. Before I get to talking about this replica, I'm going to put up some gameplay for you guys to watch, and then we're going to come back and I'll do an in-depth table review of this. Our objective for this game was to secure the embassy up ahead and hold it continuously for 30 minutes.
Moving. I just got one. Another one's dead. Got another. Back of embassy, right side. You good?
Yeah. 2 minutes.
Skip.
I'm gonna show you.
Got one. Got two.
Turns out we couldn't even get into the building, so I decided to take a different approach.
We need to try and get midfield on this side and crossfire into the embassy, because we can't take it from the left. The terrain is not in our favor. Look at those grabbers.
I found a container on the right side of the front line and took a look to see what we can do from there.
Down on the right. Honestly, I've been f***ing all up.
Christ.
It turns out the enemy had planned a push on my side and I was now stuck inside the container with no backup.
Guys, I need help over here! I made him angry!
There was now a small army focused on my position, trying to suppress the windows so they can move up to cover.
Fuck, they're right over that hill.
I laid low and quickly reloaded, waiting for an opening to start picking them off. By the time they realized I was still inside, I had already created the breathing room I needed to clear them out.
This is my treehouse! You can't come in!
Gotcha, bitch!
I was looking for you for a minute.
There are still enemies around me, and I am the only person on our team holding them back. If I die, they're gonna overrun the field.
Oh God. Where'd they all go? I literally killed the whole side.
After being trapped in the container for about 20 minutes, I took a look outside to make sure it was clear, and then I went to take a break. I was exhausted. So now I'm going to get in depth and talk about the externals and internals of this replica, what makes it good, what's not so good, and what I think about it overall. First off, I want to talk about the externals of this thing. So if you guys can see, this is the real wood version. The wood on this feels really nice and it looks really good too. It's got kind of a sheen to it. It is not matte, it's got almost a satin finish and feels good, looks good, wood grain, everything looks all right. Moving on from the grip, you will see that this is a full steel stamped and riveted receiver. If you're all about the ultra realistic looks and weight and feel and so on and so forth, this is the AK4U. Everything that's supposed to be metal on this thing is metal, and it's also steel. Sounds really good. Up at the front, we have a 24mm positive threaded device. And on the back, of course, this is a 74UN, so we fold in. This thing's super solid, locks into place. Everything feels real good. This is steel too. If you threw this off of a 10-story balcony, you know, it might survive. The externals on this are built to last longer than you will as a human. So definitely sturdy, no issues with that. The finish on everything is fantastic. For the fire selector, nice positive clicking to let you know where you are. Not too stiff, not too loose, feels good as well. Over on the left side, you do have a side mount for side mounted optics, obviously. I don't usually use side mounted optics because it adds a lot of extra weight with the mount, and also you can't open and close your dust cover if you have a side mounted optic on there, right? So what I did was mount my optic on a B18 mount. You can find these for like 16 bucks or something like that. I don't remember what brand this is, but they're easy to find. So being that this is an essential version, it's very much a basic AEG, so you're not getting anything super fancy out of the box. It's got the standard previous gen AK hop-up, which has the little slider tab, which isn't the best, but I mean, it gets the job done. Let me open the dust cover real quick. Now, one thing to note, mine is Dean's right now. Yours is not going to come Dean's out of the box. These come with Tamiya plugs. I had to resolder mine because all I have is Dean's batteries, so keep that in mind. And speaking of the batteries, there is some compatibility issues that you have to look out for. Usually with most Airsoft AKs, you can get away with sticking a 11.1 small stick inside the dust cover. But since this replica is more closely proportioned to the real steel version, those aren't going to fit. What you need to get is an AK style battery. They are longer, but they are thinner than the small stick, and these will go right in. And they'll close, no issues. Not gonna pinch it, everything's perfect. You'll still be able to adjust your hop up with the battery in too, which is nice. Also, one more thing to mention about the batteries. Out of the box, you can use an 11.1 LiPo with this, but it's gonna overspin. At least mine did. So what that means is every time I pulled the trigger on semi, it was cycling 2 shots instead of 1 shot because it was getting too much power from the battery, and the gearbox just isn't equipped to deal with that. So make sure you go 7.4 if you're running this thing out of the box. If you upgrade and drop a MOSFET in it, which I plan to do, then you'll be able to run 11.1s just fine. But keep that in mind. Don't want anybody thinking they have a broken gun out of the box because, you know, it's doing weird stuff. Let's talk about magazine compatibility. E&Ls will not take every AK mag out of the box. But I do have some other ones here that are not E&L brand that I did test with them, so I can let you know what I know 100% works. So of course, this is the E&L mag that comes with the gun. 74U style, ugly orange. You either love them or you hate them. These 100% work. And they should, because they're made for it. There is also zero wobble in these things, so they feel pretty great. E&L also has something reminiscent of a Magpul PMag style deal going on here. Same thing. These fit 100%. Absolutely zero wobble. They're made for it, so they should. Another thing to note, these mags, if you like to run real cap, which is a 30 BB limit per mag, these have a switch on the inside that you can do that with, if that's your thing. It's not my thing, but it's somebody's thing. Moving down the list, I have a blue box mag. You can find these at most retailers, I think. They're fairly cheap and they're decent. And these drop right in, no issues whatsoever. And then I got one of these. This, I don't know if you've ever seen one of these before. Focus. This is a Hephaestus Malot mag. These are super hard to find. I've actually had two of these sitting in my garage for almost 2 years now, just waiting for something to use them on. And I got these to fit as well. When it comes to the E&L AKs and what makes mags compatible with them or not, I believe it all comes down to the ledge on the front lip here. Zoom that in. So the E&L mags in this portion right here, they're a little bit thinner than everything else. So if you have a mag that doesn't want to go in, you can just file off a tiny bit of this lip here and it should rock right in. And then you can run basically whatever mag that you want in your E&L. Oh yeah, one more thing. Up here in the mag well, whoop, see that? You get a nice little mag plate, reload assister, I don't know what they call it. But basically it keeps you from over inserting your mags and makes it super easy to reload. One more, I guess kind of a warning for you guys. This is real steel. Not like a real steel gun, but it's made out of real steel. So if you are using this and at the end of the day you throw this in a bag or in your trunk or something with some sweaty clothes, this is going to rust. The salt and the moisture is going to make this steel rust. And that's not a fault of E&L, that's just how steel works. So when you are putting this thing away, make sure you don't have anything damp or salty next to it. That sounds really weird. Moving up to this Novus Optic MDS-II real quick. Super cool, really like this. Long story short on this thing, it is a 20mm 2MOA dot. Glass is very, very clear. Have no complaints about anything about it at all. Takes a CR2023 battery, and the adjustments for the turrets are actually on the turret caps as well, so you don't need any extra tools if you want to adjust it. As far as out-of-the-box performance goes, I had zero issue with the range or accuracy coming out of the barrel and bucking combo, whatever they have in here. Everything was good. Motor could use a little bit of an upgrade, but this is a basic AEG internally, so it's definitely not bad. It's just not what I'm used to. So would I recommend this AK? I would, but there's a certain type of person that this AK is for. Now, obviously, SEMA has a better bang for the buck. You can get like $190 aluminum AKs that do like 20 RPS and stuff like that. But these aren't for the same people who are looking for those. These are targeted for the people who want realistic externals, or as close to realistic as possible, while also having a realistic weight and having them be durable. So there's zero aluminum on this thing. It's entirely steel, wood, and aside from like the mag and the grip, you know, there's no plastic on this thing whatsoever. What I would recommend is if you are looking for the best externals that you can get, and the most realistic externals that you can get, is to pick one of these up, run it until it breaks, and then throw a basic V3 MOSFET inside so you can also drop an 11.1 LiPo in and just really let it rip. And that's exactly what I'm going to do as well. Alright, as always guys, thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Last but not least, I gotta thank my patrons from over on Patreon. And once again, special thanks to Tyler B because he is the #1 top supporter of my channel. Thanks, Tyler.